taking shape, and here is part of how you can tell that. This is a stock price that we can see chugging along over the course of this year. This is the stock price for the calendar year, starting with the first business day of the year. You see there's ups and downs. It chugs along over the course of 2016. But in the end, it ends up roughly about where it started, roughly at the beginning of the year. But actually, look at the right side there. That's not actually the whole calendar year. Look at the end date there. That end date is not today. That actually, what we've shown there is only 10 months of the calendar year. That graph of that stock price ends on November 4th. Let's extend it. Look what's happened. Oh, yeah, look what happens after the first week of November. Look what happens just after Election Day. Nice for that stock, right? But hold on a second. The end date there still is not all the way there. It doesn't go through to today. Let's extend this one more day. Look what happened to that stock price today. See right at the very end there? Boink. See how it goes up? Straight up there at the end? That's how you know that the president-elect has had time to start getting the band together and touring around the country again. Because the president-elect's administration is really taking shape. And the way you can tell that is because that stock graph we are looking at there, that is Goldman Sachs. That's Goldman Sachs stock right now. Why is it doing that? The president-elect, of course, picked a senior advisor and chief strategist who's from Goldman Sachs. Today, he picked a new Treasury Secretary who's from Goldman Sachs and whose dad was a Goldman Sachs partner, a second-generation Goldman Sachs guy. News was also floated today that the deputy to the billionaire banker who is just named Commerce Secretary, that deputy Commerce Secretary will also be from Goldman Sachs. And for good measure, the president-elect today personally met with the current president of Goldman Sachs. So, yeah. Yeah, Goldman Sachs. This is Goldman Sachs stock now. They hit an 8-year high today. They haven't flown this close to the sun since the financial catastrophe of 2008. Good times.
My contract with the American voter begins with a plan to end government corruption and to take back our country and to take it back swiftly from the special interest, who I know so well.
One other interesting announcement today. President-elect today also named one of the billionaires from the Ricketts family to be the deputy to the new billionaire Commerce Secretary. The Ricketts family, funny story there, not that long ago, they almost single-source financing behind the presidential campaign of Scott Walker for president. When Governor Scott Walker's presidential campaign died a fast and expensive death, the Ricketts family briefly flirted with going never Trump. But it's this very interesting moment in the campaign when they did that. Donald Trump at the time responded by publicly threatening the Ricketts family against spending money against them. He misspelled their name in the tweet, but you get the point there. He said, "I hear the Ricketts family are secretly spending money against me. They better be careful. They have a lot to hide." After Trump publicly threatened the Ricketts family over what they have to hide and spending money against him, after that, the Ricketts family decided that they would spend money to support Trump, after all. And now one of the billionaire Ricketts sons will be Deputy Secretary of the Treasury. And so things are shaping up. The administration is starting to staff up with its top names. It's turning into quite a full employment program for the nation's billionaires. Goldman Sachs has also taken all the seats around the table, as Goldman Sachs intended. Everything is falling into place. Plenty of time to set off on a concert tour without a band. We do not know what the first post-election Donald Trump mass rally is going to be like tomorrow, but the fact that he's doing it is already an unprecedented thing. We really don't know how this goes from here. Watch this space.